Never up, never in is terrible advice. And making sure your first putt gets to the hole is costing you strokes. I'm gonna prove it. So this first set of putts, I'm gonna try to get them all past the hole. And the second set, I'm gonna try to die them all at the hole. And then I'm gonna show you something. All right, let's get them all past the hole. Okay, not bad. Most of these are makeable, but between my shortest and my longest, we got about 8 feet. So look where the hole is. My biggest miss is 8 feet from the hole. Now from 8 feet, that's a 50-50 putt. You're gonna have a lot of 3 putts if you're leaving yourselves 8 feet. Now I'm gonna try to die it at the hole and watch what happens. Okay, now this time, got a 6-foot dispersion instead of an 8-foot dispersion, but every single missed putt is almost within 3 feet, which averages 1 putt, a much better chance of making those putts. So whether you're aiming to get every ball past the hole or to die at the hole, you're still gonna make putts, as you saw I did there. The difference is all of those putts that missed, a lot more of those are gonna be within 3 feet and much easier to make than those 6-footers you're gonna leave if you're constantly trying to get it past the hole. Empirically, data tested, that's a fact. So your scores will be lower if you're trying to die it at the hole. Now, obviously this is from 30 feet. From 30 feet, you wanna expect about an 8-foot dispersion from your longest putt to your shortest putt. When you get to 15 feet, that dispersion goes down to like 4 feet. So at 15 feet, it makes more sense to get it past the hole because your biggest miss is only gonna be about 4 feet past the hole. So we're gonna take that to the course today. All of my putts 15 feet and in, I'm gonna try to make it, I'm gonna try to get it past the hole. And all my putts longer than 15 feet, I'm not worried about getting it to the cup. I'm worried about dying it at the cup to give myself a guaranteed 2 putt and not have to worry about the 3 putts. By the way, guys, right now I'm sitting at a 9.1 handicap. That's the lowest my handicap has ever been. And the way I've gotten it down to a 9.1 is using the app I built called the Scratch app. Now in the Scratch app, you can test different techniques, different clubs to figure out which one you perform the best with. So it's a way for you to improve your scores without hours and hours and hours of practice. It's just empirically testing which tools work the best for your game. Right now, when you download it, I'm offering the pro version for free for a week so you can see all the features of it and decide if that's something you want to do to help you lower your handicap. Let's go play 9 holes. We're playing the blue tees, front 9, and I've got to shoot a +4 or better to improve my handicap. So the goal is a 40 today. Let's see how it goes. Par 4, 378 yards, driver, just trying to avoid that water on the left. Absolute perfection. Here we go. Beautiful drive, middle of the fairway. I left myself about 120 in. It's on a downhill, front flag. I'm okay if I'm short because that's an easy putt up to the flag. So I'm playing my 110 club. And if it ends up a little short, that's just fine. Just a little right, don't go sand. All right. If that was where I aimed it, it would have been on the green. And if I'd played a longer club, we would have been in the sand. So the short club was a great call to avoid that sand trap. 12 paces, 36 feet. And I'm gonna do a low chip because the lie is pretty good. Normally in the rough, I do a middle, normal, or high chip. But the lie is pretty good. If I just bounce it in the fringe, it should trickle up there pretty decently. So just a 12-yarder. Here we go. Yikes. 21 footer. These are the putts that you're not gonna make. You just wanna die it at the hole. Pretty good. We went pin high there. Starting with the double, that's not great. Should have gone high. When you're in the rough, go high. It's just my law. And then I could have had a good look at par there. Oh well. Starting with a 2-chip, 2-putt double. Putting wasn't bad, the chips are what hurt me. Let's turn it around. After things don't go the way you want them to, mental collapse is the biggest culprit for blow up rounds. So I got a double. It was 2 bad chips, and that happens. I should have lofted it up, but the round's far from over. It's a double bogey. I don't want to try to come back. I still want to stick to my strategy. We got a 500-yard par 5 dogleg to the right. I just want to hit a smooth drive in the fairway, 1 stroke at a time, hit it clean. The putter on the green was good. I was 21 feet. I put it to like 2.5 feet. Easy 2-putt. From that distance, that's what we want. Ignoring the bad chipping, so far we're good on the putts. Let's focus on that today. Par 5, dogleg right. Just want to put a nice, smooth, easy one into the fairway. That needs to sit. And it did. We're fine. Left of where I want it to be. That one made me nervous, but we're totally good. These deer at Valley View are just not shy in the least bit. Hi guys. Hi guys. How we doing? My mama and her 2 fawns just hanging out. It's fun to go for the green in 2 when it's safe, but here it is not safe. We got a little ravine in front of the green that we don't want to hit into. I got about 210 yards into that ravine, so I'm going to lay up well short of that with my 6-iron. If there wasn't a ravine there, this would be a great hole to go for it, but that ravine would just make it a really dumb decision. So we're laying it up, just put it in the fairway. Still have a decent chance at a birdie if we can get in within 60, 70 yards. That's why laying up is so wonderful. You can hit a horrible shot and it doesn't punish you that hard. Now I'm maybe gonna have 120, 130 in, but it's still a doable thing. So even with a terrible mishit on the layup, I've given myself a 120-yard par 3. That's an easy hole. We're not gonna be sad about that. 120, kind of a middle-y flag. Just gonna concentrate on my form and a clean strike. Anywhere on the green will be content. Here we go. It's gonna be a little short, but we're on the green. Green in regulation, never complain about that. Now we're gonna test our lag putting. We're trying to diet at the hole to leave shorter distance on the second putt. We got 19 paces uphill, 2 degrees, a 3-degree slope to the left the whole way. This is a tricky putt. If I leave it within 4 feet, that'll be a really good putt. A little long. Ooh, that really ran on us. Yeesh. Yeesh. It's like that roller coaster at the amusement park where you have to get the bowling ball to stop in that spot. Went up to the hole and then down behind the hole. Okay, this one's right at 15 feet, so trying to make it is okay. I shouldn't be more than 4 feet past doing that. And I got scared after that first one. Ooh. Putting is not going well so far. All right, 3-putt bogey. Move on, get it out of your head. 400-yard par 4. We got water hazard on the left. We got a bunch of trees on the right. If I try to hit it hard, it's more likely I end up in that stuff. So I just want to hit a smooth 250 and keep it in play. Fuck. Ain't my day. Pulled it left into the water. Yikes. I went out at that weed. I draw a line from the pin to where I went out, back to here. Now I've got about 240 to the green. I'm just gonna hit a 5-wood. Not trying to murder it, not trying to do anything special. Again, just like my tee shot, trying to keep it in play. I'm gonna keep my swing a little more balanced this time. Oh, forkin' Borkins. 45 yards in, I got lucky here and have an actual look at it, but I'm sitting 5, so who really cares? That's pretty good. We got a slippery 7-foot downhiller. It's gonna bank hard to the left, and if I miss, it's gonna go fast. So I know I said 15 feet unless you wanna go for it, but this one, we definitely want to die it at the hole because otherwise it could run all the way off the green. This for triple. Too hard. You saw me just kiss that and look at it go. Okay. Well, that's a 2-penalty quad. So the dreams of our 40 are pretty much dead, but let's keep focusing on doing the putting game right. That was not a great example. Let's move on to the next hole. Okay, 155. 155 to the flag, and it's tucked on the back of the green, which means the worst thing that we can do for our score right now is what I did on hole 1, leave ourselves short-sided, which would be a long shot. So I want to hit a club that I know is not going to go over the green. And I'm just aiming middle of the green, and if it draws a little, great. If it doesn't, we'll put our putting practice into practice. Right where we aimed it. Sensible play. Let's go get it. 14 yards short, so a little shorter than I would have wanted, but it's a 42-footer. It's a good distance to see if we can get our 2 putts dialed in like we've been working on. By the way, guys, I just got this new putter, and I definitely was putting better with my old one, so we may be switching back. I'm gonna do some testing on my upcoming videos to empirically know if this putter can outperform my old one or if I should stick with my old one. I use the Scratch app for that. There's a link to the app right here in the description. It's free, and the pro version, everybody who downloads gets a 1-week free trial of the pro version. So it's very powerful, helps you compare clubs, compare techniques to figure out what's gonna make you play better golf today. Check that out in the description. You won't be sorry. And at 42 feet, we're not trying to make it. We're just trying to stop it right at the hole. Last week, I talked about finding a spot 12 inches in front of the ball to get your line. My line's been pretty good on my putting. It's the distance that hasn't been great so far. So I've been doing that technique. Pick your spot 12 inches in front of the ball and roll it over that spot. Now that is the kind of putt we want to see. Tap in par, baby. Finally. Okay, well, it's a little late to get the score I wanted, but you can always play good golf. Don't let the previous holes ruin the future holes. We're gonna go out there and have fun. We're still gonna play smart golf and see how the rest of these 9 go. Okay, hole 5, we got 427 yards. Again, we just want to hit the fairway, which obviously I've struggled with so far today, but we can always right the ship. I know what I got to do. Balance is what I need. It's a sky ball. Don't know where it went, so I'm gonna hit a provisional. Hopefully we can find the first. If not, the second's in good shape. All right, well, I got 155 uphill to the flag. This is the second ball. I know when I edit the video, I'm gonna have no trouble finding the first, but I looked and couldn't find it, so we're sitting 3, 155 in. Good thing this video is about putting, huh? Oh, geez. That's gonna be a little long, but oh well. Flag was deeper than I thought, so we basically went pin high. Chance to save bogey after our lost first tee shot. And it is a side winder. This is very similar to the putt I made on this hole last week. If you watched that video, the camera was down there and it was a different camera, so you can't really see how much it sloped. This angle, you're gonna see just how much of a bender this is. I'm aiming about 3 feet left of the hole. Again, the goal on this one is not to make it, but I am hitting my line with confidence. And we just want to make the second putt easy. Not bad. Hair softer and we could have held that thing. That's a double, but if I have playing partners, that ball's probably not lost. It was a sky ball. I thought it went left, but I looked left in the trees and couldn't see it. Probably went right, but I didn't want to make the group behind me wait. So what do? Double bogey, good putting. This is a 310-yard par 4, and every time I think it's going to be so easy. I say I'll play my driver right and always have a look. But lately I've been blocking myself out with those trees. I've been spraying it further right than I wanted to. I told you on hole 2 today that I'm very happy with a 120-yard par 3. So if I can hit my 4-iron 190 or more, then I have 120 or less as a par 3. That's the smart play. Don't let your ego get in the way. Just do what's smart. Make golf easier. Perfect. Make golf easy. How about some turkeys now, huh? Hey, little fella. Just left myself 100 yards to the flag. I created a 100-yard par 3 from the fairway by playing an iron instead of driver off the tee. If I play driver, I usually end up around those trees, and sometimes it's fine and sometimes it's not. It's a much better way to go. 58 degree in hand. I want to make sure I get a nice clean strike on it and get over that sand, put it on the green. Here we go. It's a little right, but should be fine. Yeah. Come back down the hill a little. Great shot. Played smart. Now we have an easy 2-putt for par here. Ball landed pin high, and then I was glad it rolled back because I thought the pin was middle, but the pin is back. So I didn't want it to roll back, but it did. So we got 30 feet to the hole. Perfect example. The average for a pro here is 2 putts. The average strokes is 2, which means most of the time it's a 2-putt, and the number of 1-putts and 3-putts is about the same. So a good golfer from 30 feet is just as likely to make it as they are to 3-putt, which happens about 6% of the time. 1 in 15, 1 in 16 shots, you're gonna either make it or 3-putt. We got 10 paces. It's a big sidewinder. It's steep uphill. And then I like to stare at the hole just to get a feel for the distance I want to hit it. And then come back. Not bad. Leaving putts short is not a bad thing because I've kept it within that 3-foot range, which is the main goal, so that I can have a very high percentage par putt. Par 3 coming up. Okie dokie. Hole 7, 160 yards to the flag. Flag is right smack in the middle of the green. Now I often play 9-iron here, but that water on the right, I usually don't hit it, but I've been close and there's no reason to risk it. A smooth, buttery 8-iron clears the water, at least the first lobe, unless I'm way out to the right, and gives me a green shot. Then we can put our putting technique into practice again. Let's try it out. Now I'm aiming just right of the flag, so that if I miss left, great, and if I miss right, fine. Oh no, fuck. This is not my day. I gotta hit another one. That's OB. Smooth 8-iron, 160. Might be a little long. Great shot. Okay, first tee shot out in the crap. Second tee shot, put it to 8 feet. Let's see if we can knock it in and save bogey. And it's a slippery downhiller dying off to the right. Oh, that was a great putt. And one that resulted in a double bogey. Golf. I love shooting 12 over. Sand on the right is 260 to carry. I'm confident I can do that. And it's okay to swing a little harder because any miss to the right, if I go past those trees, it's wide open. And that's almost always where I am. So I'm not nervous, I'm not scared. I'm just gonna hit a strong, confident driver. And wherever it ends up is most likely gonna be just fine. Although the way things have gone today, probably not gonna be just fine. And that's the fader I'm talking about, right over the sand. As long as it's not hung up in those trees, we'll have an open approach. But the way things have gone today, I'm probably sitting on a stump. Hitting it softer today. I did not get as much as I wanted on that one, apparently. Thought I hit it decent. 95 yards in, and who doesn't love a 95-yard sand shot? Here we go, 54 degree in hand, and pretty much open shot. There's a little branch that could catch me, so I'm aiming just left of the flag. Trying to pick it up clean. And I did. Just short of the green, but I'm very content with that. It's a difficult shot. So one of the tests I've done with the Scratch app that's helped me do a lot better with my chipping, one of the things that's really helped me move my handicap down, in fact, is testing on short grass versus long grass if I do better with high chips or low chips. You saw in hole 1, I tried to do the low chip out of the rough. When my data says short-sided out of the rough, you should always do a high chip. So should have listened to that, but I thought because the rough wasn't that thick, I could get away with it. Here I've got short grass, so I know a low chip is a better option. So I'm gonna do a low chip, and I'm gonna try to carry it about a third of the way there. And I think it's gonna be a pretty straight shot. So just like with putting, I like to pick a spot 12 to 24 inches in front of me. That's where I'm trying to hit it. And we're just trying to do a low chip here. Pick the landing spot, and look at that. Not too bad at all. So we put that chip to about 5 feet, which is pretty good. Okay, 6 feet, which is pretty good. And I like leaving the flag in, especially in situations like this, because it acts as a good reference point and guide to where I want to hit my putt. Now we haven't made any putts today. 6-footer, should be able to put it in. And we're just going a little to the right. I'm aiming about what, inside of the left edge of the cup there. Gah! Golf is so dumb. All right, bogey on the card. Well, in my defense, that was a bad read, not a bad putt. I hit the intended line. Just now, I'm not reading the putts well today. I just didn't read that putt well. We're on hole 9, last hole. It's a par 5. First drive that felt right all day long. That drive went 310 yards, middle of the fairway, and I wasn't trying to murder it. I just got my form right. I closed the face. Simple things make a huge difference. I've got 210 to the flag. Chance to get it on in 2, which would be absolutely lovely. And the way I usually do these second shots on par 5s when I have a chance to get there is a punchy feel. So then I'm not putting a ton of risk in there. I want to hit a low punchy shot and just roll it out forever. So I picked the aim spot just a couple of feet in front of my ball here. Just gonna hit a low puncher. Oh, well, that was very low. Not a good shot, but I'm fine. I'll have a short par 3 in there. That was ugly. What's new today, huh? That shot was even worse than I thought it was. I got an 80-yard par 3 here, which is still an easy par 3. you play the par fives right, they just shouldn't be hard holes. 80-yard par three. Only thing I don't want to do is go long. So I'm going to try to play a 70-yard shot. I'd rather have a long putt than be in the sand back there. That was shit. I think I'm in the sand. I went attacking the flag. I should have just played for the green. My brain is not there today, folksies. Okay, that is very important. A lot of people are gonna hit that shot and they're gonna say, that was an awful shot. It wasn't. I was 3, maybe 4 yards right of my aiming point. The problem wasn't the swing. The problem was what I was aiming at. This flag's tucked right side and I introduced danger by aiming at it. If I had played it 3 or 4 yards left of that, there's no danger and I'm on the green no matter what. Now I gotta get it up and down for par in some pretty crappy sand. I'm trying to use the bounce and just slap the club down there about a ½ inch behind the ball. Settle. Pretty good. Gave it a chance at least. It's an 8-footer. It's fairly straight. It's gonna move just a bit to the right. I didn't hit my intended line. I was a sliver left of my 12-inch aim target, so here we go. Another forking bogey.